why do we still have homelessness? Now, here's one thing that I think is a factor. You've got many eyes that you can look through, but if you look through the eye of, is it good for a culture to have homeless people? It's a pretty obvious answer. Does anyone want more homeless people? No. If you look through the lens, how can I help? Well, there's obviously lots of ways that we can help those most vulnerable in our community. If we say, who needs the most help? Well, our homeless pop right into mind, wandering around pushing grocery carts. How can I help? Who needs help? Etc. So through these lenses, it's very easy to solve. You just stop the car. How can I help? What do you need? Tell me your story. Let's try and work on a system of this, that, and the other, and homelessness disappears. But that's not the lens that we look through primarily as a culture and as a value hierarchy. We call ourselves a capitalist democracy, and we have a general faith that if we all work on making our own money, that the country will be better, we'll all be happier, and it's the good thing to do. There's just one problem. The capitalist lens, you put it on, and it says, will this help me turn $1 into $2? That's what capitalism is. It's turning $1 into $2, and then $2 into $4. And the idea is that if we just do that, that at least our world is a better place. So we're driving along and we see a homeless person through this eye. How can I help? Well, it's obvious. You get out of your car, you see what's going on, you see how you can help, you donate to some, a nonprofit, etc. Simple. But let's say a capitalist is driving by an old lady who's 70 years old with a stooped back pushing a shopping cart. Well, is this going to help me turn $1 into $2? She doesn't have any money. How's she going to help me turn $1 into $2? She's the enemy of capitalism because she's wasting my time. She's probably depressing real estate values as we speak. Get her away from the front of my yard. I don't want anyone looking at my house thinking that there's lots of homeless people around here, because who wants to live around those horrible people? Get them away. Call the police. I'm showing the property today. Get them out of here. Now they can't buy my product. Why would I talk to them? And so the lens of, will this help me make $1 into $2, says absolutely not. They are the enemy. They are not useful. They have no value. They're depressing things. They're wasting my time. Get rid of them. And I was just reading the article of, about Adolf Hitler's first experimentation with gas chambers. And very ironically, it was not with Jews. In 1939, before Hitler exterminated and started, gassing Jews, Hitler had his Aryan race idea, the perfect race and all that. And so he started rounding up handicapped children, German children, in a program called T4. And he enlisted the doctors. And what he wanted was a list of all the Germans who were not going to be useful. All the Germans who were not going to make Germany any money. And as Hitler wanted to start talking about the superiority of Germans, were an embarrassment. And over the course of the next 6 years, both legally and illegally, with doctors' help, Hitler successfully, quote unquote, saved a lot of money, quote unquote, by gassing, starving, and poisoning handicapped children in Germany. German blood. And then burned them alive. No, thank goodness he didn't burn them alive. He gassed them, starved them, or poisoned them, and had special gas chambers made to cremate German children. And from a capitalist lens, you got to hand it to him. Because look at all the money that was saved in handicapped institutions. Look at all the embarrassment that was wiped off the slate in this holier-than-thou campaign that we have nothing to do with our disabled, with our handicapped, with the people who depend on us the most. Now, by the time you've trained doctors and police, in fact, nail it and scale it, right? Once he had perfected the method on the handicapped Germans, the people trained in that method of murdering its own people were the people he tasked to set up Auschwitz and the other concentration camps. Because once you have killed your own children, there's not a lot of empathy left over for a demonized race of adults. You've killed off just about all the empathy you could possibly need to do just about anything. And so one reason we don't have the elimination of homelessness, and it has nothing to do with money. If it did, Thailand wouldn't be the first to get ahead. Utah wouldn't be beating California. Utah doesn't have more creativity. They don't have more money. Utah has a couple of things. Precisely because it's poorer, property values aren't so high, so there aren't as many homeless. It's got that. And it's just decided to care for its people. So that's really what it boils down to. Do you and I care enough to do something?